Scott Abraham joining us now with the breaking details on this. What do we know about this? What happened?
Yeah, Jonathan, Michelle, some major big changes here with the Washington football team. And this is a result of the NFL's investigation into sexual misconduct by team executives. However, I want to make this clear. The NFL did not remove Daniel Snyder. This was his choice to step back for the next several months. Snyder's wife, Tanya Snyder, will now assume the day-to-day control of the football team. In addition to the $10 million fine for what the NFL referred to as a toxic culture, Commissioner Roger Goodell said the league will implement a number of procedures recommended by Beth Wilkinson, who was the attorney who conducted the investigation after those allegations were made. Just a short time ago, I spoke with former Washington Pro Bowl linebacker Ken Harvey about this latest development.
Sometime in order to win, you got to take a step back, and I think that's that's a smart thing to do. He wasn't really running it based off of the moves he made this year, and I think it'll help solidify the organization.
And in a statement, Snyder said he will focus on developing a new stadium plan and other matters. As for the possibility of Dan Snyder selling the team now, the league said Wilkinson was not charged with such recommendation. The focus was on how to improve the workplace culture of the franchise. Jonathan?
All right, Scott, thanks.
And I'm Scott Abraham, live at the City Open Tennis Tournament. The excitement, it is brewing here at the Rock Creek Park Tennis Center. You know why? Well, Rafael Nadal on the practice court right now. He actually was just hitting for about 20 minutes. Took a break, took a water break, and this is only on 7. This is a live look right here at the City Open. One of the greatest tennis players of all time, a 20-time Grand Slam winner, Rafael Nadal, playing here in D.C. This is the first time ever he has played at the City Open, and it's been funny because we've been perched up here on Stadium Court since about 4:30, kind of reserving our spot, and we've just seen the crowd swell and swell. Everybody wanted to kind of get a peek of the Spaniard as he is on the practice court. Remember, he will play his first match tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on Stadium Court here. So this is so exciting because you think of the big three: Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, and of course Rafael Nadal. Federer, Djokovic have not played the City Open, and here's Rafa making his debut. You just don't see a caliber-type player of Rafa Nadal come to D.C. Last time I can think is an Andre Agassi, a Stefan Edberg. We had Andy Murray here a couple of years ago, but in terms of all-time greats, Rafael Nadal, obviously a special player. Now, meanwhile, I was over at Ashburn earlier today for the Washington football team training camp, and that was exciting because the pads came out, the physicality, the crunching of the helmets and the pads. It was great to see the burgundy and gold get after it. And so did the vocalness and the chirpiness of the players. They were getting after it. And I talked to Jimmy Moreland, and he said it's all about competing and having fun with his teammates. You all love the chirp. Is there an art to like chirping, like to that trash talk?
It's never that. Chase talk a lot. Once Chase get jumping and talking a lot, then you get the D-line talking. Once Landon start talking, you get all the secondary talking. It's just a great experience.
And the Washington football team will be back on the practice field tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Again, a live look here at the City Open at Rock Creek Park Tennis Center. Rafael Nadal done with his water break, and he's getting ready to get back on the practice court again, making his debut. He's never been to Washington, D.C. He's been posting pictures on his social media all week. He just took a picture of himself at the Washington Monument and the U.S. Capitol. So he's really enjoying being here in Washington, D.C. And there you see the lefty just ripping those forehands down the baseline. It's just so exciting to see. There's an energy and excitement and a buzz as the fans are you should see their eyes. They just can't believe they're watching greatness right in front of their eyes as Rafa Nadal is here at the City Open again. His first match tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. We're only here on 7. We're the only camera in town giving you a live look at Rafa Nadal one more time as we send it back to Michelle and Jonathan in the studio. Rafa Nadal getting ready for tomorrow night's match. Hockey has returned. Finally, the Washington Capitals season opener tonight against the New York Rangers. F Street is the place to be. You can't be on the red carpet? Well, we're going to take you there, my friends. Welcome to the fan experience here at Capital One Arena. It has been a long time since Capital One Arena has operated at full capacity for a hockey game. You have to go all the way back to March 4th, 2020. It is one big celebration here tonight. These fans, they're ready to make some noise tonight.
weren't able to go last year to any games, and it's just great being back, the energy, the fans, all of it.
It feels so great. And to be in person and have everybody be able to be here, not on limited seats, it's amazing.
I'm just ready to go. I'm finally ready to be back in this arena and have him go to his first Capitals game.
It's just the whole experience we've missed, the drive up here, the things we do before the game and then during the game.
Have you practiced your Let's Go Caps yet? Because we have a camera, you can certainly practice.
So I'm actually ready for when they sing, Ray! Oh, I'm ready.
Being back from the pandemic finally, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy.
We are still 1 hour away from opening face-off, but there's a buzz, there's an excitement, and best of all, it feels normal again. Capitals, Rangers tonight. We're going to have live reports all night long right here on 7 News.
It's Friday night, so that means one thing, high school football.
Yep, 7 News on your sideline. Scott Abraham is at Rockville High School, one of 20 games we are covering for you tonight. Scott, oh, you guys are going to be a little busy.
Allison and Lisa, this is my favorite day of the week, Friday night football, and I love this stop because it's 2 small schools in Montgomery County. We're not going to the Quince Orchards. We're not going to the Northwest. We are here at Rockville High School taking on Poolesville High School. Really great matchup. You have the football team on the field right now doing their warm-ups, getting ready for Poolesville. And truly, this is a big school event. You have the band out here. They're getting warmed up for the big matchup. And of course, as we showed you earlier, we have the cheerleaders up in the stands as well. Everybody's just so excited for this game. It's a tight-knit community. The Rams have been building and building every year this football program, and they're really good this year. They think they can contend for a state championship. Just a short time ago, I talked to their head coach and one of their senior captains about this year's team and tonight's game.
I think every game, every week in the community, we feel like we're the underdog. Everybody always doubts us, even though we're 3-0, even though we're about to be 4-0, hopefully. Yeah, we just have that mentality.
Well, they're tough. Like, we're always going to be the smaller team. We're always going to be the slower team. We're going to be outmanned, but every single time they come out with heart, passion, fight, and they just will battle you to the end. Our first slogan we ever had was last play, because we're going to fight you to the end right until the last play.
Yeah, it's really going to be a great game. Opening kickoff that's set for 6:30. And selfishly, I'm a big fan of the color orange, so I feel right at home. I went to Syracuse University. I'm a really big fan of their helmets. Come on, how sweet is that? The Ram helmet with the orange and the black, that is a great look. One more look again at the band, the cheerleaders. This place is going to be rocking tonight. A really underrated team here in Rockville taking on Poolesville, and this is just one stop on the schedule tonight. We're going to have highlights from 19 other games all across the region, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. All the fun starts at 11:15 over on 7 News DC. Should be a lot of fun. Back to you in the studio.
They're having a lot of fun out there.
Oh, he's going to have a busy night ahead. Thank you.
Well, it is day 1 of training camp for the Washington football team, and 7 News is on your sideline. Our team coverage continues right now with Michelle Marsh and Scott Abraham. They're live there in Richmond, and guys, it is an action-packed week down there, and I see the rain's really coming down on you.
And by action, do you mean dueling umbrellas? Because we're like butting umbrellas here trying to gain position.
It would not be training camp in Richmond without afternoon thunderstorms and rain. It always happens. Welcome to training camp.
Exactly, and now it's pouring very hard. But aside from the weather, the big conversation is all about COVID-19 and the fact that Washington football team has some of the lowest vaccination numbers when it comes to the entire NFL. So there is real concern that this season could be in jeopardy if there is an outbreak within the team. And today, Scott, you spoke to Coach Ron Rivera specifically about this concern because it's tough to see how the team can get through a season unless very specific protocols are in place.
It's concerning because the NFL average is 85% of the entire team vaccinated. Right now, Ron Rivera revealing today that this football team is just above 50%. That's one of the lowest in the National Football League, and they're at a competitive disadvantage because if you don't have a certain percentage of players vaccinated, You can't have meetings together. You can't eat together. You can't work out together. So they have to go back to some virtual models here because they're not at that threshold. And I asked head coach Ron Rivera a pretty pointed question in the press conference. I said, Ron, how do you find that balance of encouraging your players to get vaccinated, but not basically forcing them to get vaccinated? Here's what he had to say.
You know, I'm not going to tell anybody what to do. I'm going to try and understand them and give them some reasons, you know, why I think it would be a good thing. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I hope we can get to these guys, get them to understand really it's, you know, not just for them, but it's for the people around them. And that's the thing that I think hopefully, you know, will get their attention, is that it's not just about them, but the folks around them.
You know, Michelle, this is very personal to Coach Rivera because remember last year he battled and beat cancer, so he's already immunocompromised, and he takes this very seriously. And his hands are tied because he can't say, Michelle, you have to go get vaccinated. Scott, you have to go get vaccinated. He can't do that, so it's basically on the players to get the shot.
Yeah, it's definitely a personal story that will hit home with the players. I know there is a family feel of this team now that Ron Rivera has taken over. So we'll see if that resonates with the players and if we do see a shift. But as of right now, as you mentioned, Scott, that number just above 50%, and that is reason to be a little concerned about how the season is going to play out.
It's a story we're going to be monitoring all training camp and throughout the early portion of the season, because remember, if a game gets canceled and it cannot be made up in the regular season because of a COVID outbreak within the team, then they have to forfeit. Washington would have to forfeit the football game. And the players, none of the players get paid. So even the vaccinated and also the non-vaccinated players, they will not get paid for that week if the game gets canceled or suspended.
And that could be key. That could be the catalyst and the incentive for those who are, pardon the pun, on the sidelines about the vaccine to just go ahead and do it. Because if you're going to be a team, you all are in this together. Yeah. And you had some fun.
Yeah,
COVID aside, you had fun earlier
Training
today.
camp's fun, okay? Vaccine's a serious topic, but at the end of the day, training camp is fun. The players were just out here about a half hour ago going through their conditioning test. But Michelle, before the players took the field today, there was actually a lot of kids. At 9 a.m. this morning, they were on the field. Let me tell you, there are some talented young men and young women on that football field showing off their skills. Community Combine Day in the spotlight. Boys and girls of all ages showing off their skills on the football field. Damon, how much fun are we having, man?
I'm having so much fun. Best time of my life.
Go! There was a little bit of everything. A shuttle run, kicking, and of course, some catching. What do you want to learn today, Charlotte?
More of just better technique. Just here for the fun, don't really care about winning or losing.
And these young aspiring football players were able to learn from some of the best.
And you line up right there. I want everyone to fill in behind these guys, okay?
A handful of Washington football alumni paying it forward to the next generation.
Yes, I'm with the whistle, I'm sweating. Come here, my man wants to do, yeah, what's up? Hey, where are you from?
PG County,
okay.
Hurling.
You having fun today?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's what it's all about, right?
Exactly
How rewarding is that for you?
It's great to hear that. He hasn't been in my group yet, so I don't know. He hasn't had fun in my group yet, but hopefully we get that done today.
Making memories on their field of dreams, hoping one day they can be a star on the burgundy and gold. What if Chase Young's watching? What do you want to tell him?
Yo, bro, I'm a big fan.
You're going to tell him in like 15 years you're gonna beat his butt?
Yeah, for sure, that. I'm definitely going to beat him.
I love the smiles, the energy on those kids' faces. And yeah, Chase Young, you better watch it. He's coming for you.
Those kids had good hands. I mean, that's key. And they're very young. So that is great to see out there. And great way for, even in this COVID age, for them to still invite the community, invite young fans to be a part of training camp, because that's really what this is about, an opportunity for them to engage with those who are ready to support them throughout the season.
Remember, the Washington football team, they're trying to develop a new identity. They're trying to turn the page and go away from the past. This is kind of a new era, and this community outreach, so important for them to get to that next level of identity.
And hopefully we've made a breakthrough. I think we can drop the
All
umbrellas.
Right. Progress,
now we're
slowly
down
but
to
surely.
A drizzle, so this is good. Allison, back to you.
All right, I kind of like the dueling umbrella situation you had going
on guard, on guard.
Little jousting. All right, good to see you both.
Right.
We'll check in with you in just a few minutes. All right, well, that's encouraging.